What's going on, Wolfpack? I'm here in front of Churchill Downs, home of the Kentucky Derby. And this place is about one thing and one thing only, picking a winner. It's kind of like Lego investing, right? There's a lot of prep time and a lot of decision making when it comes to picking a winner. Now, sometimes you make mistakes, but this video is going to help you prevent some of those mistakes. I'm Jim with wolfofbricks.com. Let's go. All right, let's just get into it. So one of the mistakes that you can make is underestimating value opportunities, right? And I'm just going to use this set as an example because I was just so impressed with the price per piece was on a set I recently reviewed. That Bowser set, if we're talking about price per piece, that is amazing. And that's something that should be able to be somewhat discount stackable whenever you're buying. And I think that this is something that people are going to start to learn the hard way, right? Only until recently, if you've been watching me for a while, you've only heard me talk about the price per piece. Now, it's not a new concept. This is a concept that, has been going on ever since Lego investing, right? But, 3, 5, 7 years ago, there really wasn't a reason to pay attention to it as there is now. Granted, there were people that did pay attention to it. But because of the recent price increase, I really think it's important to have the price per piece taken into account. There are also some themes out there when it comes to the price per piece or just the value in general are really good, like dots and friends. Now, some of you may be saying, well, Jim, we already know you like friends, but dots? Let me tell you, I've done one dots YouTube video and it was exclusively only for Patreon members. If you do a Camel 3X search on the very first pineapple pencil holder, which I think the lowest you could have got, it was around $11. The Q4, whenever it sold out, it was going for $54, and that set didn't even retire yet. And also when it comes to Friends, I've done 2 exclusive videos to Patreon members on Friends too, as to why you need to take this into consideration and why, people are going after other big well-known sets like DeLoreans and other stuff like that. So understanding value opportunities, especially towards the end of 2022 as we're going into 2023, is really important. Another mistake that you want to avoid is not to do any prospecting, right? Now, I've never used the phrase prospecting before whenever we're talking about Lego. In the past, I may have referred to it as, you want to make sure that you go in actual stores and purchase things. Well, when I'm talking about prospecting, I'm not talking about even buying anything, but you really need to have your feet in the trenches, right? You may have worked at a place where a few chains up the command from you, there's this boss that's just clueless on how you do things, and they may say to you, what can we do to help you out, right? And you try and explain, and they just don't get it, right? You don't want to have that disconnect, even if you have a very successful Lego reselling business that you might be doing, 99% or even 100% on as online arbitrage. There is value going to the stores and looking at the shelves, not just seeing what the inventory supply is like, but also, Target always has something new that you just didn't expect that they would have. In the past, you would say, they have the same stuff that Walmart does. Well, not anymore, right? And it's also good to check out and see what's going on with Walmart too, because the inventory there has changed a lot than the last couple of years. Another mistake you want to avoid is to not use YouTube haul videos or social media posts as your guide. Now, let me give you the right context for this, right? I'm not saying don't listen to what everybody is posting online because, I post stuff online, obviously. But what I am saying is take all the information, put it together, crunch it, and come up with a plan that's right for you, right? I mean, it's an easy story to revert back to whenever the very first Batman tumbler was surprisingly retiring, right? There was like maybe a 30-day notice. It was madness. Everybody was going to buy tumblers. I didn't buy any. I decided to just go the other direction, right? And go buy architecture sets that have already retired. And I don't regret doing that. But what I'm saying is just because you see somebody out there purchasing 8 Back to the Future DeLoreans and then 3 other people doing the same thing, you may just want to go ahead and hit the brakes and evaluate the situation and see if what they're doing is in your best interest. And lastly, this may be a no-brainer, but we got to talk about it. don't buy everything, right? I've seen a lot of people's inventories, and I'm like, wow, you have like 100 SKUs, but the quantities are 2s and 3s and stuff like that. You don't want to do that. You just don't. What you would like to do is grow a robust inventory where if you have 10 different SKUs, 10 different Lego sets, maybe have a quantity 10 each, and grow upward and outward at the same level instead of just growing wide and hardly having anything of value in each set because your quantities are so low. Having 50 SKUs, 100 SKUs, and only having 2 or 3s or less than 10 really eats up a lot of time. It can be very distracting, and it could also mean that you're not having the best experience as a new Lego reseller and investor. Hope you enjoyed the video, my friends. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, I'm Jim with wolfofbricks.com. Always go out there and get it.